And what is going on, good people? We're back here working on a weekend like usual. Of course, we're always working on a weekday. It is ISG, the intersection of sports and gaming, ISG football, and we're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. We're the only show, folks, that combines real sports, yes, sports talk and gaming at the exact same time. We're talking the latest in the world of the National Football League. Got the NFL draft coming up here this week. Also got some big stories off the field in the NFL. Also got a couple of games that are playing for cash and prizes, playing EA Sports Madden NFL 26. As we come to you on the platforms of FTF Sports, NESN Nation, Unbeaten Sports Channel, Players TV, and In the Black Network, ISG, the intersection of sports and gaming, ISG football, powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. All right, we come inside here, folks. I'm Larry Ridley, CBS Sports, ISG football, ISG college football, and of course, at the end of the week, it is ISG basketball. Good to be here, guys, as we talk the latest in the world of the National Football League, and we're just a couple of days away from the NFL draft. It'll be held in Pittsburgh, PA. First time it's been in Pittsburgh, PA, I believe, since the 1950s. So the second time there near those three rivers. We'll talk the latest in the world of the NFL. So like I said, got a couple of gamers here playing for cash and prizes. We like to call it the intersection of sports and gaming, the only show that combines real sports talk and gaming at the exact same time. But shout out to good folks here at Golf Zone Social. That is correct. 3 locations where Brooklyn at. You got BK, West Nyack, and Scarsdale. There's a sports bar and indoor golf lounge with some 16 bays, folks. We're talking about one huge VIP suite and 15 other bays. Got those simulators and those suites. It is where golf literally meets social. It's the best indoor golf experience that you'll find. Indoor golf games meeting unparalleled social engagement. Look at those bays and those suites there, those simulators. You can play sports games on it. You can play other games. It is a true experience. You've got 240 courses as well. Just a lot going on here at Golf Zone Social. They also have the draft parties as well at all 3 locations at Brooklyn, West Nyack, and Scarsdale. Once again, it's more than just an indoor golf lounge, folks. It's a bar, a sports bar, a lounge, and a restaurant all in one. Check them out online, golfzonesocial.com. Well, let me go ahead and bring in my co-host for the day. There he is to the left of me, like the sweet baby-faced assassin. There he is out on the left coast. That is Jarrett Guarantano from University of Tennessee, volunteer starting quarterback. Also played in the NFL with the Broncos and the Cardinals, and also in the UFL with those San Antonio Brahmas. Green 80. 52's the mic, 52's the mic. Kill, kill, kill. Alert, alert. Roger, Roger. Liz. On Tuesday. Set. How'd I do, JG?
That was straight to the point today. Today, it's all like you had a plan. You saw the defense. Everything was going. You had the offensive line going, everything. I don't know what it is. You must have watched a lot of tape this week.
I did. I'm preparing and prepping for the NFL draft. Of course I am.
I will have to say
the
Chargers. The Chargers may not like it because you know what? Jim likes that cut through. He likes it when he got a green 80. You got to get that grit in your voice, you know?
Why? What is it? Why spy banana or whatever?
Spider 2 Y banana.
Y banana. Exactly.
Shout out to John.
Yeah. Peace up, A-Down. She's in the A-Town. Andrew Richmond, sports reporter in Atlanta. How's the weather down there? Is it hot Atlanta or is it kind of like, cold down?
Yeah, what happened with the weather? I thought we were going all the way to summertime, and then it turns out polar vortex. What's going on? I have to get a jacket out here. I was a little chilly going on. I'm ready for summer, you know?
Man, it is awesome. Good to be here on the FTF for the Fan Sports, Destination of Being Sports Channel, Players TV, and the Black Network. Also in a couple of weeks on NLSE TV, Next Level Sports Entertainment. You guys get ready to start, and let's talk the latest in the world of the NFL. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's take a look at the rundown here, folks. ISG football powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. We're talking Mike Vrabel. He did speak today on Tuesday. Finally heard from him about 2 weeks after the photo surfaced from Page 6 on the New York Post with the NFL reporter Dianna Russini. We'll talk about that and hear from Mike Vrabel. There's also reports the A.J. Brown trade to the Patriots likely to happen, as we've been talking about for a couple months now, after June 1st. John's trading Dexter Lawrence, sexy Dexy, to the Cincinnati Bengals. Those reports, the Super Bowl going to Nashville in about 4 years in 2030, my hometown, Nashville. We love it there. Mike Tomlin joining NBC as an analyst there. On the Rams, you got to see their draft video. It's like a spoof of Friday. It's called Thursday. It's great. We'll show you that as we talk the latest in the world, the NFL, and also have a couple of games that are playing for cash and prizes. Speaking of those games, let's take a look at the rules here. Playing Madden 26, all Madden competitive game style, hit-to-hit current rosters, we like to call those regs. All 32 NFL teams are available. 5-minute quarters, King of the Hill format. You win, folks. You do get to stay on the sticks. How about the prizes? All about that money. It's $50 guaranteed. The winner gets $40. The runner-up runs out the streets with $10 in cash to win 4 straight weeks, and it does get progressively harder for these players, folks. They can win an NFL license Zip Chair. Go to zipchair.com. Zip Chair, they literally make the best gaming chairs in the world. They make more than gaming chairs, folks. They make office furniture, gaming desks, sofas, stools, you name it. They got all the NFL teams, NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL, MLS, NCAA, and colleges as well. And any custom pieces you might want, check them out online, zipchair.com. When those players win their first Zip Chair, the gaming chair, they get an official ISG t-shirt. The shop, it is open, and folks, always 24 hours a day. We got hoodies and t-shirts. Dozens for you, different varieties there as well. Check us out online, theisgshow.com/shop. All right, how about the matchup here? We got a couple games here playing for cash and prizes. No games in the NFL this week, so the gamers get to choose between the teams and the topics that we're talking about. So it'll be JB against Fear the Huskers. JB is our King of the Hills, our champion, playing with those Who Days, the Cincinnati Bengals. Fear the Huskers, our former champ, playing with Fly Eagles Fly. Quick profiles of these two young men. We'll start with Huskers. The challenger, playing with those Eagles, Robert Neely from Omaha. 27 years of age. He's a civil engineer currently working on the tallest structure there in the Omaha area. 40-plus story building there. He's a six-time ISG Madden champion. How about a King of the Hill? That would be JB, JBaird from Buffalo Grove, Illinois, 21 years of age. Illinois State University student. That's right, the Redbirds played in the FCS National Championship game in my hometown of Nashville. Came up a little short to Montana State. He's a two-time ISG Madden champion, our current champion there. Let's take a look at the standings real quickly, guys. We get set before we talk about the predictions. Brought to you by MollyPopGrapes.com. Grapes as sweet as candy. Molly Pop, take a word about sweet storm with that pink bag problem. You see that pink bag in your local grocery stores, folks? You got to understand one thing. You're getting high-quality produce. Got about 20 different varieties of grapes. Very sweet grapes they have. Also, pressed juices as well. Check them out online, MollyPopGrapes.com. Grapes as sweet as candy. Andrea Richmond, a sweet record right there. What did she got me by? Looks like 8.5 games. She's got Jarrett by about, we'll call it about 7 games. There you go. Let's go ahead and bring everybody in. Let's get the picks here. Andrea Richmond, who do you got in this game? You got Fly Eagles Fly, or you got who they think they're going to beat them Bengals?
Man. The battle of the juggernauts. Anytime I see either of these two players go against each other, I never know who's going to win. And last time JB did it, but guess what, guys? I fear him. The Huskers on a roll. I think I'm going to go Ryan Neely here, and I think he's about to get his stone rolling right here. We are going.
JG, real quickly before they start the game, who you got? You got Bengals or you got Fly Eagles Fly? E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles.
I'm happy you went with Andrea first, because usually wherever Andrea goes left, I go right. Unfortunately, not today. Not today.
Okay.
I got Huskers winning today. It hurts me in my heart. I never like to do this. I need to actually jump her in this win-loss column. So me doing this is not helping at all. But I think Huskers got this one today.
Well, one of you guys is going to have the lead with the least amount of losses. So when it comes to people that have played enough games or called enough games or predicted enough games, I'm way behind. I'm going to take the champion here. I'm going to take JB playing with those Bengals. They got Sexy Dexy now. You know, we got Joe Burrow, Cool Joe. Give me JB playing with Cincinnati. Hey, guys, let's go ahead and lock it up. JB, you ready? Let's go. Let's go ahead and lock it up, guys. Let's play it out right here on FTF Sports Next Level Sports, and also Destination NBA Sports Channel Players TV in the Black Network. May the best man win. We'll talk to the winner at the conclusion of the game. Guys, let's go ahead and lock it up. Let's go right now. And the pregame show brought to you by our good friends right here, Golf Zone Social. 3 locations. Where Brooklyn at? You got BK West Nike in Scarsdale, Sports Bar, Indoor Golf Lounge, 16 total bays. Got those simulators and the suites. It is where golf literally meets social. Best indoor golf experience that you find. Indoor golf games meeting unparalleled social engagement, folks. You can play like some 240 courses. It is a true experience as well. And it's more than just an indoor golf lounge. It's a bar, a sports bar, a lounge, and a restaurant. Only one. Check them out online, golfzonesocial.com. We're back here inside of Golf Zone Social. I'm Larry Ridley, CBS Sports, ISG Football, and we're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. We're the only show that combines real sports and gaming at the exact same time. Talking the latest in the world, the National Football League. Also got some gamers here you can see playing for cash and prizes, playing EA Sports Madden NFL 26 for cash there. JB, middle of the screen there. He's playing with the Bengals. He's our current champion. They're in the dark jersey. They got the ball on offense right now, playing at the old Paul Brown Stadium there. Huskers playing with those Eagles there in the white jerseys on defense. Got Jarrett Guarantano right next to me, former University of Tennessee volunteer starting quarterback, also played in the NFL with the Broncos and the Cardinals. Top right in corner of the screen, that is Andrea Richmond. She's a sports reporter in Atlanta. All right, guys, let's get to the NFL talk here. Biggest story in the NFL, of course, the last couple of weeks was Mike Vrabel. Of course, we remember, talked about that the last couple of weeks, those pictures, those photos being taken there by Page 6 and the New York Post, hanging out with Dianna Russini there. We talked about it, showed it, hugging, hot tubs, interlocking fingers, and things of that nature at that adults-only spot there in Sedona, Arizona. Now, we heard from, of course, that would be Dianna Russini last week. Of course, she resigned her post there at The Athletic. Finally, after 2 weeks and 14 days, we heard from Mike Vrabel as well, the Patriots head coach. Supposed to be a press conference with some players there in Foxborough, but the coach did step up to the plate. Let's go ahead and listen to Mike Vrabel now, speaking for the first time. Had a 2.5-minute session, didn't really take any questions, except he did afterwards, but only off camera. Here's Mike Vrabel talking about the situation, those photos with Dianna Russini down at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Take a listen.
You know, I've had some difficult conversations with people that I care about, with my family, the organization, the coaches, the players. Those have been positive and productive. We believe in order to be successful on and off the field, you have to make good decisions. That includes me, that starts with me. We never want our actions to negatively affect the team. We never want to be the cause of a distraction. These are comments and questions that I've answered for the team and with the team. We'll keep those private and to ourselves. Care deeply about this football team, and I'm excited to coach them. I also know that I'm going to attack each day with humility and focus. And what I can promise you is that my family, this organization, the team, the staff, the coaches, everybody, our fans, most importantly, will get the best version of me going forward. And that's what I know, and I'm excited to do that.
All right, that was Mike Vrabel, head coach of the New England Patriots. Of course, went to the Super Bowl 60 last year, lost to the Seattle Seahawks. Speaking for the first time, once again, the Patriots scheduled to have 2 players to speak in Foxborough on Tuesday. He did step up to the plate. Not a lot of reporters and other news anchors and news outlets there, but he did speak. Now, I had that statement, opening statement there for about 2.5 minutes. He did speak to the off camera, no cameras as well, just audio, and actually no audio, just handwritten notes there. So he did talk, really didn't say a whole lot other than he's here to talk about the NFL, about the Patriots and getting ready for the draft. He thanked the media there for their patience, all of this. Talked about the players, wanted to get with them first and talk with them. He did as the voluntary workout started. He also talked about the VP of Communications, Stacey James, said to him, look, I want to go ahead and speak to me. So that's why it all transpired today. 2 weeks ago, this all went down. The video of the photos there in Arizona with he and Dianna Russini, both, of course, married. Vrabel, 26 years. Dianna Russini, 6 years. Your thoughts here, Jarrett Guarantano? I thought this was good. It was a good step for Mike Vrabel to finally get this off his chest and get it out there after basically saying this was laughable, a much somber and serious tone from him. Had to get this out and get out in front of it ahead of the NFL draft, which is just a couple days away. Your thoughts here, JG?
Yeah, I thought it was the right decision by him doing it before the draft. Obviously, when it initially happened, we were all wondering what he was going to say, do, what we were going to expect from him. Everything kind of led us to believe that it was going to happen after the draft. He didn't want to use it as a distraction. But like we talked about last week, right, the major thing in this scenario was how was he going to address his team? How was he going to address his family? And, of course, those were the 2 things that he had talked about initially in that press interview. So, in general, in my whole career, right, whether it's college, NFL, UFL, professionally, whatever it is, the head coach of the team, general manager always said, do not bring your personal life into the organization, right? Like whether that's, don't let it negatively affect anything that we're doing here. So when the head coach of the football team, the leader, one of the best leaders, honestly, in all of football, right, brings this sort of light onto a team, the Pats usually like to be undercover with everything. it's shining a negative light, and it's also promoting bad things for the players. So I do like that he was able to address it in front of everybody, understanding that, hey, like, I mean, he even said it word for word. I'm not supposed to bring these circumstances to any bit of the organization. It's supposed to be slate clean. This is a bad example of what to do from my perspective. I like that he was able to be personable with that, but also that doesn't take away the fact of what he did, right? There's still a lot of making up to do. And you got to, from a player perspective, right? Everybody has their own personal lives. They just can't let that affect what the team is doing. And it's unfortunate that the head coach was doing that.
Yeah, Andrew, we talked about difficult conversations, of course, with his family and friends that he's had to have those conversations with. So basically he acknowledged, look, that something happened. He was there. And the story and the narrative wasn't quite what they were saying with the 6 friends being there. We'll leave that to the side for a minute. But he also said, what I can promise you is my family, this organization, this team, the staff, the coaches, and the fans, most importantly, will get the best version of me going forward. Will this help the Patriots get the best version of him? We talked about this. 14-3 last year's Super Bowl appearance. You can ride this out. 3-14. I don't know. Are they going to get the best version of him? Has he moved past this?
Well, I don't know if this is the best version of how to handle this. I do know that when one person loses their entire job and the other person just goes in a press conference and says, hey, difficult conversations were had, and that's about it. That's the only accountability or only consequence that he faces. Meanwhile, Dianna Russini is out of a job. We don't know if she's going to have a job in the future. And they're even talking about potentially removing her AP vote when it comes to NFL votes at the end of the year. I think it's very ridiculous that we're seeing in real time the lopsidedness of this situation, which is where I don't understand. Is this a big deal? Is this really a bad publicity hit? If it's so, then he should be punished just like Russini was. But if it wasn't a big deal, then hey, then Vrabel can skate away with saying something, hey, I need to hold myself more accountable. And Dianna as well. The whole situation bothers me egregiously and deeply, right? Because the reason why it became
we understand the double standard, but you get it, right? Credibility versus he's a coach in the NFL.
No. I don't buy that, because I always talked about the other ethics that have happened and the other lack of credibility in which happens, in which buddies are allowed in the NFL with relationships. You can have long-term teammates, long-term coaches.
We're going to talk about Robert Kraft next topic about the A.J. Brown, what they were trying to do with that story.
Exactly about what they're doing, right? Somehow that's being pinned on Dianna Russini and not on all the other outstanding factors that are actually making the deal hammer through. Or we could talk about interagency. There are people who own teams who are now in broadcast booths, but somehow that's less credible than Dianna Russini. Either way, though, Vrabel was able to address and talk about this. Yes, fine. The NFL isn't going to take any other consequence. I don't think that Robert Kraft is either, knowing his laundry list of other things that are happening with him. He's probably best not to touch this. But again, I can't get over. Yeah. All right. You know, choice of words was very intentional there. But I will say that it bothers me deeply how ethics and standards and bad looks apply in one situation, but they don't apply in the other. Good on Vrabel to get this out here, but is this really a big deal or not? Because it seems like for one person, it was life ruining. For another person, it's just another day in the park.
Vrabel did stand behind Diggs and Barmore and those guys when they had some off-the-field issues. How would this land?
Yeah, he's as big of a player coach as there is in the NFL. So the thing that he looked out with, I'll say this right now, is that he's coaching in the NFL with other grown men that have other families and understand the personal lives of men and women at that age, right? Like if you're coaching high school or college, you're obviously coaching children and young adults that are still trying to feel out what it is to be an actual male figure, what it is to be a man of the household, all these different things, the husband, all these things. What's most fortunate for him is that he's talking to grown men about these certain subjects that they can all, obviously everybody's had their own life perspectives, if they've seen it one way or the other or whatever it is. So they're a little bit more understanding, as well as they do understand that he has their back. It's just hard for a coach to contradict himself and say that put the organization first when he went about that. And second to that, I agree 1,000% with Andrea. Like the fact that there is no repercussions for Mike Vrabel in this situation, when you have no idea, right? From an NFL perspective, I do think that they need to go under investigation on this relationship, just because you don't know what type of information that Mike Vrabel was getting from Dianna. Like Russini talks to talked to every single coach, probably a lot of personnel, media, whatever it is throughout. What was being said whenever they were, how long was the extent
that's
of the
a slippery slope.
They...
You're opening Pandora's box. You do that because they all have chummy relationships. I'm not saying what she did was right. I mean,
sure.
It was that,
but you will never know
credibility. But be careful.
Yeah,
you never know. I mean, obviously, going into text messages, you can't really. I mean, they probably wouldn't speak over that over text, but regardless, like any in-person interactions, like what was being talked about. She's in a lot of meetings, right? Pre-game meetings, talking with other media analysts throughout. Like she knows a lot of different things. What was being talked about in this relationship with Vrabel?
Gotcha.
Because intel works two ways, right? It's not just Dianna whose career benefits from this as well. Vrabel can also benefit from this. So is it a big deal or not when it comes to ethics and when it comes to information? Because it seems like we're talking both ways. We're talking outside our necks. And it seems that one person, again, is getting punished. When it comes to Vrabel, though,
yes, I admit it's a double standard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but when it comes to Vrabel, though, we will, like Jarrett said, these are grown people. I feel like a lot of people who are grown can understand that this is a contenting situation. In the grand scheme of things, obviously, their marriage situation, they do have to deal with that. There's a lot that goes on with it ethically, morally when it comes to that. But I feel like most people can understand and wrap their head around this. He didn't do anything nasty, egregious when it comes to,
Yeah, I think the agreed parties are the two spouses. And of course, there was a report out there that, her husband may have been the ones that had the PIs out there. So.
Those are the people that need to answer. But when it comes to like the interlocker room,
Shake Shack exec,
there are some people in the locker room who have also done some interesting things.
Of course. We'll keep an eye on this. Mike Vrabel once again speaking for the first time today, unannounced at the Patriots press conference today with those photos with Dianna Russini. We'll see how it all fans out. Got the NFL draft coming up here. Of course, the offseason. Maybe this will take a little bit of steam, a little bit of air out of the story. We'll see. It's been 2 weeks. We've been going on pretty hot and heavy here all over the country, so we'll see about that. Keep an eye on this Madden game here. Good lead here for JB playing with the Bengals. Just took the lead. He's up by 8 points here in the second quarter. That first quarter brought to our good friends at El Aguila Dorado Restaurant. Authentic Mexican restaurant, open 7 days a week. Great food, great atmosphere, great affordable drinks. They got the libations flowing, folks. A happy hour there, Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. Here at your shows every other Tuesday. If you watch the show, you see the costumes and the sombreros. Good stuff there. DJs on the weekends, Latin nights on the weekends too. They also have the beautiful patios. The weather is starting to improve. The Golden Eagle is landed right there in Bayonne, New Jersey. AguilaDoradoRestaurant.com. More ISG football after this quick timeout. Welcome back here to Golf Zone Social. 3 locations: Brooklyn, West Nyack, and Scarsdale. Where golf literally meets social. I'm Larry Ridley, CBS Sports ISG football, and we're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. We're the only show, folks, ISG, the intersection of sports and gaming, that combines real sports talk and gaming at the exact same time. Speaking of the gaming here, got a couple of gamers who are playing for cash and prizes. Bottom left-hand corner of the screen, that is JB playing with the Bengals. He's on defense, has an 8-point lead here in the second quarter over Huskers. JB is the champion. Huskers is the challenger. He's playing with the Eagles. Huskers has the ball near midfield. He is down by a touchdown. Got Jarrett Guarantano, right-hand corner of the screen at the top there. Former University of Tennessee volunteer starting quarterback, also played in the NFL with the Broncos and Cardinals. Right-hand corner of the screen, far right, that is Andrea Richmond. She's a sports reporter in Atlanta. All right, guys, back to the NFL topics here. Speaking of those New England Patriots, there was a report here that came out from Adam Schefter talking about A.J. Brown. Adam Schefter mentioning that A.J. Brown, A.J. Brown to be traded to the Patriots likely after June 1st. Now, he's talking about the salary cap, how it can basically be split over some 2 seasons. So it would take his cap hit down from $40 million or around there to around $20 million or a little less than that. And it will likely include maybe some draft capital. Now, the Eagles reportedly looking at draft capital out in the future. Definitely won't be in 2026. So maybe a first or a second rounder in 2027 and 2028. A.J. Brown not attending the Eagles workouts right now. So it looks like this is going to happen. The momentum is there. You look at the receivers they've acquired as well. Hollywood Brown, Elijah Moore, Dontavion Wicks as well. JG, what percentage would you put on this that A.J. Brown is going to the Patriots? The more we talk about this and I see the machinations behind the scenes and the transactions and stuff, I'm about 85% sure now it's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back. I mean, I'd probably put it at 90%.
Yeah.
It was very telling with their offense, how they attacked it, right? With going with Hollywood Brown. Obviously, Wicks was the biggest trade out of all the transactions. Of course, Jordan Davis signing him. But outside of that, I think with what they did with Wicks and what they did with Hollywood Brown, solidifying that wide receiver room. Of course, they still have a wide receiver 1 with Devontae Smith. They do still have
Skinny Batman,
Johnny Wilson. They still do have some really good players out there. They still bring back Goddard. Of course, they got Saquon, but attacking and getting 2 wide receivers that can go right into the depth chart and be able to contribute, have contributions throughout the offense, really imperative. Now, with the move to New England sitting there, and they're going to get a wide receiver 1. What are they going to do with it, right? Are they going to move on from Kayshon Boutte? Are they going to stick with him?
He's not there on the beach in Miami.
Right now, he's missing workout. He's missing the same thing, right? He's doing the same thing. He's holding out. He's trying to figure it out. They had another big transaction just like the Eagles did. They went with Romeo Doubs, who was also another Green Bay Packers wide receiver. So
got
they're
nice
kind
deal
of
too.
cooping up. Wicks and Doubs are really good players. So both teams utilizing their offseason to go get more wide receivers, really smart from their perspective, right? That we agreed throughout the season that they needed a wide receiver 1, they needed a wide receiver 2. Now this is going to be something big if they were able to trade them and to utilize whether that's Boutte in it or a couple draft picks throughout. So I'm eager to see. I don't think he's coming back. Neither do I think Boutte's coming back, but some draft capital would be good for both teams.
Andrea, it's very telling. You haven't heard anything from A.J. Brown. Haven't heard anything from the Eagles about him being there, wanting to be there. All that Howie Roseman keeps saying, the GM there with the Eagles is he's a Philadelphia Eagle. Well, yeah, for now.
Yeah.
You keep hearing about the behind the scenes with he and Jalen Hurts. This thing goes all the way back to 2024. Allegedly, they don't really get along. And that was the year they won the Super Bowl. So how confident in you that he will be shipping up to Boston or the Boston area there in Foxborough? You think this is going to happen?
Ooh, this is like 95%. I'm pretty sure if you were like a betting agency, we're going in the negatives, all right? No pluses over here. You're not getting money return when you go ahead and you're betting on A.J. Brown going to the Patriots, because even if you look at the Eagles, much has been to do, and there's been much discussion about the Eagles throwing out subliminals when it comes to Jalen Hurts, and a lot of it throwing a lot of blame in his lap when it comes to the lack of offensive prowess. You don't know if that's coming from maybe A.J. Brown's camp, maybe Nick Sirianni's camp. I think the Nick Sirianni of it all also isn't talked about enough when it comes to A.J. Brown, because it wasn't only Jalen Hurts he was talking about. It was both of them going at the head coach Nick Sirianni and during some of those plays, looking at him kind of crazy after the huddle towards the end of the year. So I think that is all influence is a factor. Obviously, there's some turnover when it comes to the Eagles. They're looking at all their pieces very strange and interestingly, and A.J. Brown is definitely one of these players that the Patriots need or can use, right? I would have loved it if Mr. Boutte, Mr. Butt decided to stay, because, hey, man, he's a really good, I feel like he would really shine as like a wide receiver 2-3. I feel like he can really eat there, but obviously, players have their own ideas of who they are and really want to shine. And so if he's involved in the trade piece, I still think that he can thrive in the Eagles system, knowing the way that offense functions as well. Either way, though, I think it's very obvious. One of the least hidden secrets when it comes to the league, even more hidden than the previous story that we talked about, A.J. Brown and Vrabel have been courting each other for a very long time. We've seen it publicly, and AJ's wanted out. Guess what? AJ's probably going to get his wish.
Yeah, of course, they go back to their days when he was drafted by the Tennessee Titans. Mike Vrabel was there, traded him to, the Eagles. I don't think Braves wanted to get rid of him. That was a Tennessee Titans thing, maybe a contractual thing there. Last question for you guys on A.J. Brown. Where does this put the Patriots? Are they back in the Super Bowl next year? Are they at the top of the AFC? Where do you guys rank them right now? I wouldn't say number one, but I think it's them, Denver, Buffalo, and I'm still looking at Baltimore and Kansas City. So I think those five are still there.
For me, it's what that offensive line looks like, right? You have a lot of young players that you're hoping that actually
Vera Tucker, you're a guy from the Jets.
Yes, actually, yeah. But you need your young players to step up, right? LSU kid, Will Howard, right? Forgetting his name right now.
Will Campbell.
Will Campbell, I'm sorry. Will Campbell needs to step up. Obviously, toward the end of the year, he was part of the reason why they weren't looking as well. I think he was injured, right? I think he had a knee issue.
Yeah,
like
knee
that.
issue. Yeah, he played like 13 games. Yeah.
We're hoping that he plays a little bit healthy and he grows and matures. A lot of that line was a little bit young too, so they're hoping that they fortify it probably in the draft as well. More depth is always needed, especially see as though they're probably going to trade Boutte. Maybe they can get some picks in order to help fortify that line. I need to see what it looks like, or else the Patriots might be playing like Boutte. You know?
Not booty. JJ, where do you rank the Patriots right now, assuming they have A.J. Brown?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they had
on defense. They did a pretty good job on, Jones and those guys as well.
They've had one of the best off seasons outside of the Vrabel incident in all of the NFL, right? I do think that they filled a lot of holes and addressed a lot of different things that they need to do.
Yeah.
I know that. I mean, no, really, that's team chemistry, right? That's probably why they won a little bit more, couple more games than they should have last year.
Right.
But I do think that they went through the offseason the perfect way. I mean, they attacked exactly where they needed to attack and get certain players. This would just be along the same reason, right? They went out and got a wide receiver one along with Romeo Doubs, and they obviously still have Matt Collins. They have Demario Douglas. They got a lot of really good players. I would probably put them maybe top 5. The biggest thing this year is they're going to have a way.
It's going to be brutal.
Schedule. Yes.
Yeah. Their schedule is going to be way more difficult than it was last year.
They're still going to win 11 games. They'll win 11 games.
I have them as a double-digit win team.
Mm-hmm.
I have them as a double-digit win team. I do think that the Buffalo Bills are a better football team. I think they address their needs more so, especially offensively with their 2 wide receivers coming in. Josh Allen's probably going to win the MVP this year if he can stay healthy. We'll see what they do defensively, right? That's kind of what killed them a little bit last year.
Number 1? I don't think so, but okay.
But they more, and then Michael Pittman, right? Even if they're 1A, 1B, or maybe 2A, 2B, they're just
definitely
it's a really good room.
Yeah,
they're definitely
Brandon Cooks, their tight end room, Shakur's really good player. Their tight end room, Knox and Kincaid, awesome. And obviously we know about things. So like they might have the best offense in all of the NFL. We'll see how much they can score, but I do like the way that the Pats maneuvered themselves this offseason, right? Especially after a Super Bowl loss. A lot of teams just kind of get complacent and say, no, we're good right where we are. I do think they got better this offseason.
Yeah, you look at the Bills as well. Defensively, that's the problem. I don't think they've gotten better there. There's some issues there. And their head coach is a defensive guy. The new guy, Brady, is an offensive guy.
Glued it together.
Yeah,
that glued it together, right? I think McDermott's definitely going to feel the sting of that. He kept it together so many years through injury.
I think playoffs, 7 out of the 8 years he was there? So, okay.
Yes,
that's not good
enough
enough for you guys.
And they've been injured for so long, and he's kept it together. So, I don't know.
That means Brady better at least get to an AFC Championship game or a Super Bowl, or did it work out? We'll keep an eye on that. Remember, we talked about earlier, we teased about, how the Patriots owner there, Robert Kraft, there was, some talk there, report that he reached out to the New York Post to try to get that story killed as well. This was going to be our lead story, but of course the Mike Vrabel stuff. So that's why this story came out on Monday, and Adam Schefter tweeted that a lot of people are, sort of thinking that this was part of the calculus there to maybe try to tamp this story down. But now you get Vrabel speaking, it really sort of, tamps down everything with the Vrabel Dianna Russini saga there. All right, we'll keep an eye on A.J. Brown. We end up in Foxborough June 1st to June 2nd. We shall see. Keep an eye on this Madden game here. How about our King of the Hill, JB, playing with the Bengals? They had a 2-touchdown lead, but here comes the challenger, Huskers, with a long touchdown with the Eagles back within a score. All right, that second quarter brought to you by good friends at Mona Lisa Pizzeria, located in New Jersey. Been around for nearly 25 years, folks. The best pizzeria you'll find there in Bayonne, New Jersey, famous for their specialty pizzas, especially buffalo chicken. Mona Lisa, they are unapologetically, folks, Italian. Rich, hearty flavors of Italian cuisine. They have a full menu, folks, or a quick lunch. Look at those options that you have there. They've got it all: burgers, wraps, soups, salads, calzones, seafood, desserts, and more. They got the Da Vinci room as well with those boutique-style catering options that you have in the luxury events. Check them out online. Also, the garden as well, BayonneMonaLisa.com. More ISG football after this break. Welcome back here to ISG Football, powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. I'm Larry Ridley, CBS Sports. We're talking the latest in the world of the NFL. Got the draft coming up this weekend in Pittsburgh, PA. Also got a couple of gamers here playing for cash and prizes here. Bottom left-hand corner of the screen, that is JB, JBaird, playing with the Cincinnati Bengals. They're using teams that we're talking about here with our topics here. He's playing with the Bengals. He's got a lead here by about a score. Huskers, bottom right-hand corner of the screen. He's playing with the Eagles. They're in the white jerseys. Got Jarrett Guarantano right below me on the left-hand side, a former University of Tennessee volunteer starting quarterback. Also playing in the NFL with the Broncos and the Cardinals. Bottom right-hand corner of the screen. In the middle there is Andrea Richmond. She's a sports reporter in Atlanta. ISG, the intersection of sports and gaming, the only show that combines real sports, talk, and gaming at the exact same time. Back to the NFL topics here, guys. How about the Giants here? Big story here. We talked about Sexy Dexy, Dexter Lawrence here last week. So the Giants have traded Dexter Lawrence to the Bengals. Yes, the G-Men trading Dexter Lawrence to the Cincinnati Bengals for the number 10 pick. So that means the Giants now will have 2 first-round picks, I believe, number 5 and number 10 in this weekend's draft. Let's hear it from Sexy Dexy. Dexter Lawrence, former Pro Bowler and All-Pro there with the Bengals, making some pretty good coin. Now joining the Cincinnati Bengals, was with the Giants. Here's Sexy Dexy being introduced earlier this week in CO, Cincinnati, Ohio. Here's Sexy Dexy. Take a listen.
Like I can't explain it. Like I get I get a little tense when somebody asks me that, and then it's burning, since this is burning fire that, for them to bring me in the way they did and give up what they did, is I owe it to them to go out there and dominate on that field, and that's what I plan on doing.
All right, that was Dexter Lawrence. Of course, the Giants trading him to the Bengals for that number 10 pick. Once again, Giants will have 2 top 10 picks, number 5 and number 10. He talked about how much fire he has to win. He's really been really vocal excited about joining the Bengals. Been working out there with their workouts there. Was playing NBA 2K. My player, it says he likes to play with the worst team, so how about that? Shout out to the gamers out there. He was playing NBA 2K when he found out. 1-year extension for $28 million. So he's basically under contract for the next 3 years with the Bengals, a team that has missed the playoffs the last 3 seasons. They've got Cool Joe. It is time to win for Joe Burrow and the Bengals. JG, does this help the Bengals get to the playoffs and be one of the favorites in the AFC?
Tough question, Larry.
Yeah.
No.
This is what I'll say about. This is what I'll say. I do think that this was a big attribution, right? Especially with the loss of Trey Hendrickson. I do think this revamps the defensive line. Obviously, we know Dexter Lawrence is one of the best defensive tackles in all of football. He's been remarkable, even on a team that's been struggling. Great get for them. I do think he's worth the first-round pick. Regardless of his age, I just think that he's been a really, really good football player for a couple of years now. They're going to have to figure out in the draft what they're going to do with the defensive end position, right? We were relying on their second-year rookie or their second-year player that they just drafted last year in the first round. Hopefully he can start stepping up big and play a more of a key role this season. They need to go get a couple of cornerbacks and some other additions to their defense as well. It's tough out there for Cincinnati. But
Jerry, you just said 17 things they need.
You mean it's not tough, man, when they're cheap and they got a bad cafeteria and they practice under an interstate?
Offensively, they're still going to be one of the best offensive teams in all the NFL, right? We know that. They obviously contributed to their 2 top wide receivers. Joe Burrow's highly paid as well. They're still a really good offensive team. They have a lot to address defensively, and hopefully they can get that done with no first-round pick, only in the second, third, and so forth. But for the Giants' perspective, it's good on their part. Of course, they're trying to revamp and they're trying to get after this thing, right? They're trying to completely bring a new regime to it. Harbaugh's going to be there. This is a great job for them. They need to go with these first 2 picks, probably drafting themselves in the back end, defensive backs as well, linebackers. They need a lot of help as well. So for both teams, I thought it was A+. I think Dexter wanted to get out of there. It just wasn't going to be a really good fit anymore. And I think the Bengals needed him. So this is a good job by both teams, and I think they're both really good fits for what they got as trade value.
Andrew, he talked about the Sexy Dexy. He said his middle school coach gave him the name, man. He's like, Sexy Dexy.
Come on, don't hide.
What do you think about those Bengals? Who they think they're going to beat them Bengals? Who they?
Well, guess what? The runners have nowhere to hide, right? Him and BJ Hill, I think it really is a very tough interior that you have to go through. Going down to A and B gas, that's not going to happen, right? When you have those 2 players right there doing some great defense. But Jarrett talked about it. What did it have on the edge? What did it have back there in the backfield, right? The back 7. Their defense was not just like, it's pretty bad, but they're able to manage. No, it was awful, really awful. No matter how good, again, Joe Burrow and all those players were, Jamar Chase, all of them were great. Unfortunately, the defense made it so that Joe Burrow had to be perfect, 5 touchdowns, in order to make sure that they had a chance to be in a game, let alone win it. If they were able to somehow find a way to get a pass rusher from this, right, I would have been a little bit more optimistic. But again, we just talked about BJ Hill. BJ Hill was good, and I feel like they didn't need more interior help. It's really everywhere else that they really needed some pieces. And then you're giving up a draft pick on top of that. This is great for the Giants, right? They're rebuilding, retooling, and they're retooling in major ways thanks to Harbaugh and thanks to all the people Harbaugh brought over in free agency. Now you get some additional picks on top of that. But when you look at it from a Bengals perspective, I guess you do this to make sure that Joe Burrow doesn't feel bad in the offseason. You're trying, I guess, but I don't know if this really tries.
If they don't make it far this year, he might walk. That's what the talk is.
And ask me, does this make them their chances any better? I don't really think so.
I think it does. That's the thing. I mean, there's only at least they're trying, right, JG? Can we give the Bengals some credit here? It's not just about Skyline Chili in Cincinnati now. They're trying, right? Can we give them some credit? Am I crazy here?
I'd feel so much better if they had Trey alongside Dexter Lawrence. I think that they would be really dominant. I mean, they know the key to winning. The recipe, they have to be dominant up front. The past couple of Super Bowl winners have been really good in the defensive line spot. They know that they have to make this addition to their team. Without Trey Hendrickson, they still need an edge rusher. So they got some things to figure out, but it was just like, hey, back and forth. We'll give you Trey, but we'll take Dexter. I don't know if they completely made a complete change to their defensive line position.
All right, we'll keep an eye on the Bengals, man. Once again, been out of the playoffs, 3 straight years, if I'm not mistaken. Went to, of course, the Super Bowl, 2021, 2022, in that area right there. Super Bowl was at 54, I believe.
With how bad that division is, good that division is, it might be another one, unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the Bengals, man. Anything's got to be better than what they've had the last few years, but it all starts with Joe Burrow just being available and being healthy for Cincinnati. All right, man, we'll keep an eye on the Madden game here. How about this 10-point lead here for our King of the Hill? He's got a lead, and he's got the ball there late stages of the fourth quarter. The third quarter brought to you by our good friends at Chubby Sports Bar and Grill. Located in New Jersey. Balin's favorite sports bar. Great food, good vibes, and a fun atmosphere. We all need a place to relax after work, so why not do it with a drink in your hand, right, folks? It is Bayonne's top-rated burgers. They got wings, dry rubbed, and sauce. Got grilled shrimp tacos, Mexican street corn, fried shrimp, salty pretzels, and seafood baskets. Open 6 days a week, every single day except Mondays, Tuesday through Sunday, 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. Check them out online, chubbybayonne.com. And more ISG after this. All right, welcome back here to ISG Football. We're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. I'm Larry Ridley, CBS Sports. We're the only show, folks, that combines real sports and gaming at the exact same time. The gaming is over. Our King of the Hill, playing with the Bengals, gets to win over a really great challenger, a valiant challenger. Huskers playing with the Eagles, so our King of the Hill moves on another week. I believe that's, 7 in a row, something like that for JB. As we talk the latest of the world, the NFL, we talked about it. Dianna Russini and Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel speaking for the first time. Got the NFL draft coming up this week. Got Jarrett, former University of Tennessee volunteer starting quarterback, top right-hand corner of the screen. Andrea Richmond, she's a sports reporter in Atlanta, as we talk the latest in the NFL. Speaking of the NFL, look at there. I am a Nashvilleian. Yes, I was born and raised in the Ville, as they like to call it, and the kids call it Cashville. This report that came out, Dan Patrick, former Sports Center at ESPN host there on his TV show and his radio show, he said it is signed and ready to go that Nashville will get the 2030 Super Bowl in the great state of Tennessee. That would be Super Bowl 64. So for the next 4 years, you got Super Bowl this year in 2027 coming up. That will be in Los Angeles 2028, in Atlanta 2029, in Vegas, and 2030 in the Ville. JG, we taking everybody down to Nashville. You rolling? You rolling with me? You ready to go? You going to the Ville?
I'm excited. I'm excited about this in the brand new stadium.
Brand new stadium. Nissan opens up next year, by the way.
I'm just happy for all the businesses in Tennessee as well, right? It's gonna bring in so much money, and it's gonna bring in a lot of people, and it's also like a great vacation spot. Nashville is obviously really developing into one of the best spots in the country in terms of vacationing and just visiting. So I'm excited for this one. I might have to step foot. I might have to see if there got any Larry fans in Nashville, so I can maybe stay over.
We need the Larry hookups, you know.
Oh, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to find some fans. I know he got some. He gets the fan letters and everything, the fan mail.
Larry's a man of the people. He knows some connects.
Definitely got some haters and some detractors. I know we can find some of it.
More than
the greatest motivator.
More than me.
Andrea, you're talking about 3 hours from Atlanta, so basically 2 years. You got Atlanta 28 and the Ville in 30. Man, this is looking good in the Southeast.
I'm going to do some traveling up here, right? And I got the two main men who are going to be the most popular in town, right? Mr. Larry going back home, okay? And then we got JG going back home as well. Everything is game, set, match. I'm ready to go. I think the only bad thing about this rollout is that you shouldn't have had Cam Ward in that construction outfit because people are going to use that in like crazy ways. Just knowing the internet, they are. That's ridiculous. But I am all happy for you, Larry. Going back to your hometown was so fun when we had a Super Bowl for the first time in my life in Atlanta. Well, while I was cognizant around and can go outside.
I was there. It was 2000. Tennessee Titans played in the Super Bowl. Yeah, it was cold, like an ice storm there.
Oh man! But then we also had it when you were
1 yard short against the Rams
too. So
yeah, that was 2018. I was there for that. That was the last Super Bowl. Super Bowl 53 against the Rams, yes.
So you definitely going to be outside, and I know for sure, and I can't wait until we all outside enjoying cash.
Right. Cashville. You know what? I think it really helped. JG mentioned they got the new stadium, new Nissan Stadium opening up next year. It's going to be a little smaller. Going to hold about 60, 62, so not the biggest stadium, but they're going to have a lot of events. They already got the SEC basketball tournament. They're probably going to get a national college football national title game. Probably going to get the SEC championship game as well. Everything is going to Final Four. Everything's going to be coming to Nashville, and it is just a different place, man. Every time I go there, I'm like, what is this? What is that? Everything is new there. It is like I said, it's the new Atlanta. Yes, the new Atlanta in Nashville. Also, they did a good job. I was there. We did some Madden tournaments there in 2019 with the NFL draft. They had like 650, almost 700,000 people there on Broadway, just a sea of people going all the way down Broadway, all the way down towards the Cumberland River. So shout out to the Nashville to get in the Super Bowl. Now, once again, it's not official because the mayor's office said it's not official. They can't really comment on it right now.
Okay.
But we'll see. My producer put it in Memphis. He's wilding. Stop. Let's move on. Speaking of Memphis, when the Tennessee Titans came and started in Memphis in 1997 after they left Houston before they went to Nashville and played at Vanderbilt in 1998, and they got the new stadium, the one that they have now in 1999. Speaking Memphis, the first games there was against the Pittsburgh Steelers and their former coach, Mike Tomlin. So Mike T is joining NBC as an analyst now. I think it's a good move for Mike Tomlin, who's going to be joining NBC as an analyst. He's going to join Maria Taylor, Jason Garrett, the former Cowboys coach there, and my guy, Devin McCourty from New Jersey, also played with the Patriots, who I covered there. From RU, Rutgers University. He's going to be on there. So I think it's a good move for him. Look, I mean, he's replacing Tony Dungy, basically. I thought Fox was going to get him. I know Fox was hot after him because they know he's good boys with Jay Glazer. And, of course, Jimmy Johnson not being there. They thought that maybe there was a seat for him there. Your thoughts here, Andrew, Mike T, going to NBC?
We do not care. No, I'm just kidding. I love this move. Honestly, I can't wait to see if he blinks, and if he does blink, then he needs to cut his eyelids off. Okay, I love Mike Tomlinisms. He has so many making splash plays and all of that. So hopefully he can make some splash calls at the desk. I'm very excited to see the more warm personality. I guess we'll see if Mike Tomlin has some of that as a broadcaster.
And NBC, they've been showing him a lot. You know, at a baseball game. At a basketball game.
Volleyball games. I mean, not volleyball, gymnastics game because his daughter.
Yep. So, JG, they kind of showed their hand a little bit. NBC cameras spotting Mike T.
First time he's a free man in a long time. But we were just talking about Fox or NBC. NBC money talks, so they must have been paying up big money for this. We're talking about one of the most well-respected, one of the best coaches in all of NFL, maybe in NFL history. Being able to come back and share his thoughts as an analyst and some of his insight, I thought this was an expert move by them, and I got a lot of love for Mike Tomlin. I think the world of him, and I just think that this is a really, really great attribution to their broadcasting team.
Can't wait to see him, man. Probably if they get that, that Hall of Fame game. If not, we'll definitely see him in the preseason. Football Night in America, Sunday Night Football, NBC. Mike Tomlin joining NBC. As an analyst. The gaming is over. Our King of the Hill wins, playing with the Bengals. That third quarter was brought to you by our good friends there at Chubby's. Our fourth quarter brought to you by good friends at 902 Brewing Company, located 101 Pacific Avenue, Jersey City, a craft brewery. They're producing those ales and lagers. Got about 20 different varieties of ales and lagers. Handcrafted beers, the best atmosphere, curated good times, folks, made right there in Jersey City. They got a spacious tap room. They host a variety of events. They got the beautiful, beautiful rooftop, man. It overlooks Lower Manhattan, the Hudson River right there downtown Manhattan. Check them out online, 902brewing.com. More ISG shows. We wrap it up here after this quick timeout. All right, welcome back here to ISG Football, powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. The only show combining real sports and gaming at the exact same time. Gaming is over. Got my guys here, Jarrett, Guarantano from University of Tennessee, volunteer starting quarterback, played in the NFL, the Broncos and Cardinals, and Andrea, Richmond, she's a sports reporter in Atlanta. Guys, y'all see this? How about the Rams draft video featuring the kids, the sons of Ice Cube and Chris Tucker, a spoof of Friday, the iconic movie, 30 years ago, 1995? It's called Thursday, of course, to get everybody ready for the Rams draft party there. Rams House, JG. This was good, man. This was high-quality content. The social media department team, the videographers, the video team, bravo. They got to get a raise.
Yeah.
Oh, 1,000%. How refreshing was this, though, too? Like, they've been talking about a remake for so long, and them just whipping this out of nowhere. And then you got Debo, you got Verse in the background. How good was this? This was a 10 out of 10.
Andrew?
Oh, shout out to Destin. He actually marched in the band for a little bit of a second when I was a senior. I think he couldn't with the schedule, right? But he was part of that Hall of Fame for a minute, man. House of Funk, man. Shout out to him. But they look exactly smack like they daddies. It's crazy to see. So this could not be a more perfect cameo crossover. Maybe we actually do get a movie because of this commercial, too. So I'm ready.
Terry Crews there playing big
That's
Debo
a perfect Debo recast, too. R.I.P. Debo, man.
R.I.P.
No, the chest is moving, too. How funny is that?
I know. Yeah. All right. Good stuff there by the Rams. We'll keep an eye on the NFL draft. The game is over. Let's go ahead and get our King of the Hill in here real quickly. JB, man, that was a good win for you, dude, playing with the Bengals, man. What was working for you?
Honestly, the defense, as surprising as it is, we were able to force 2 or 3 turnovers. I mean, Burrow is balling. Burrow, not too much to talk about there.
Gotcha, man. Yeah. Cool, Joe, man. Joe Burrow, we'll see you next week, dude. You continue your streak, man. If you want to be like JB or anybody else and join us here, you can play all online, ages 13 and up, win cash and other prizes. Weekly King of the Hill format. You win, you stay on the 6th run now. TheISGShow.com/Madden. TheISGShow.com/Madden. We also have merch. Got plenty of for you. Got hoodies and T-shirts as well. Hoodies, $59.99. T-shirts, $29.99. Located now 24 hours a day. Exclusively at theisgshow.com/shop, theisgshow.com/shop. Post-game show brought to you by our good friends at Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. Invented deep dish back in 1943. Got their identity and inspiration from the origins there in Chicago. 100 locations in 20 states that serve more than pizza. Got pasta, steak, seafood, burgers, and more. Craft beers, great cocktails, and vegetarian dishes. Check them out online, unos.com. All right, let's go ahead and get out of here, guys. For JB, our King of the Hill, Andrea Richmond, the sports reporter in Atlanta. I'm Larry Ridley, CBS Sports, ISG Football, and got my guy, Jarrett Guarantano, from University of Tennessee, volunteer starting quarterback, played in the NFL with the Broncos and Cardinals. Thanks for watching here on the platforms of FTX Sports, NESN Nation, Unbeaten Sports Channel, Players TV, and the Black Network, and Next Level Sports. We'll see you next week, guys. Enjoy the NFL Draft. Bye-bye.